We are live, everybody. Woo, another edition of the Pull Hook Golf Podcast. I can't wait to get into it. We've got an awesome guest. If you can see over here, that is Coach Rusty. If you haven't seen his work, my God, you are living under a rock because this man is doing some fine things out there. And we'll be talking about that tonight. We will get into the full-on episode, everybody. So if you are a new live streamer with us here tonight, Coach Rusty, they get to chime in too. So people that are live, whether they're on YouTube, Millions.co, Rumble, X, you can chime in the comments, and we will normally answer the majority of the comments that do come in. But in just a minute or so, we're going to actually kick off the live podcast recording to where I count us in. We go into it with the audience. Butsy is Mr. Miyagi, and we're just having a blast.
Awesome.
This is going to be a fun one. I can't wait to get into it. Butsy, you look like you are just raring to go.
Dude, there's this little fucking gnat that's flying around. It's like it finally got warm enough out for these things to live again. And this one is just, it goes out of existence and then it comes right back in and it's going to die.
Is that a lava lamp behind you? You've been watching some YouTube videos, haven't you?
No, this was a TikTok purchase. This is a color changing light with a hat on it.
Are you a TikTok shop guy? Interesting.
Yeah, it might be.
Dude, you're not the only one. I was wearing some corded pants. What are those called?
Corded?
No,
Corduroy?
Corduroy. Yeah, corduroy pants. And sure enough, one of the guys in the Johnny Walker Devereaux golf booth was like, dude, are those from TikTok? I'm like, goddamn right they are. He goes, I got the exact same pair. He's like, they get you every time. I'm like, yeah, that TikTok, it's a dangerous thing.
Yeah, corded pants are different. They plug into the wall and make you feel
Yeah,
nice.
I was going to say, like, you got power cord pants or what?
This is an unfiltered golf podcast. You never know where I'm going to go with
power
it.
cord pants.
We got Trot Golfer here chiming in. Hello, all. Hello, Trot.
What's up,
Trot is our unofficial, official researcher of the show. He is a golf pro out here on the west side. And my God, just an absolute gem of a person. We love him. And we always appreciate his help as well.
And he's a huge Long Hard Banger fan.
Yeah, loves the anchoring. Big
Bernard
anchoring
Langer.
fan.
Sorry.
PNC champion.
Yeah. The king himself, Mr. Anchor.
All right, Jen, should we get into this? Should we start this episode? Let's get this rolling in 3. Oh, shit. You know what? I didn't hit record on anything. Hang on a second.
Whew. You fucking, dude, you all right today, Maddie?
Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. Okay.
Supposed to be a pro.
Yeah, supposed to
to
have it together. Clearly just an absolute mess tonight, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to restart that in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. Tonight, we've got our co-host, Butsy. That one guy, he just absolutely loves himself some Butsy. And then we've got a very special guest tonight. Not only is he a special guest, but he's a golf pro / artist. I would say more so artist nowadays, but we'll get into that. We've got a full-on interview coming up with Coach Rusty. That same guy. Same guy loves Butsy. Same guy loves you. So we got that going for us. But on tonight's show, folks, we're going to go over the tee-off report with Butsy. We've got, obviously, special guest with Coach Rusty here. And then we've got the TGL playoffs are happening, folks. So I don't know if you guys know it or not, but those are going on. And then we've got the Players' Championship recap as there was some drama that took place out there at TPC Sawgrass that we'll be getting into. And then we've also got what I would like to refer to as the Coach Rusty Special Championship, a.k.a. the Valspar Championship. You get that little paint action on both sides? Yeah. Hey,
Expect
listen.
some stuff next year with that. That'll be good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Breaking news, folks. Breaking news right out the gates. But we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Devro Golf. Folks, feel free to go to devrogolf.com. Utilize the promo code PullHookGolf20 for 20% off your entire order at devrogolf.com. Butsy's showing you the back of his shirt. That is sick. It's got the scorpion on there. I've got their Johnny Walker Devro collection. It's got Devro on the sleeve. We got Johnny Walker on the front. The blue collar. I mean, just absolutely fresh. It's nice and light. And I'm obsessed with the stuff. Butsy's got the hat on too. So once again, folks, go to devrogolf.com. That's DEVERUX.com. Utilize the promo code PullHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order at devrogolf.com. All right, let's get it started with Butsy with the tee off report. And here's the thing, since we've got two great creators on the show here tonight, and what is the best part, Butsy, of being a creator on the good old Instagram?
Oh man, probably got to be the attention, you know. And like, I mean, I wasn't very popular growing up. So, like, to have all these eyes on me now, making me feel like, you know, a nobody that's now kind of like a Z-level somebody is kind of a big deal for me. And it's pretty much revolutionized my life and my confidence and everything I do in my adult life now. I don't know, I'll probably still be at that special place that I used to go to school in that bus. It wasn't very long. So to be able to escape that life and hang out with other people that are normal, that think that I'm normal, is pretty cool. No, really, dude, to be honest with you, it's just been, that was just a little, I was playing. Probably just the people more than anything. Like guys like this guy right here, Coach Rusty, probably the coolest thing was, opening my eyes and being in John Daly's backyard, hanging out with him. And it just weird shit that happens from people reaching out to you through networking because of this. I'd probably say it's the people for sure.
The people, I absolutely love that.
People I've gotten to meet, hang out with, that kind of thing. It's pretty cool.
Would you attest to that, Coach Rusty? I mean, what's your favorite thing about being a creator on Instagram?
You were special too, don't lie.
Definitely not very popular growing up. No, I would attest to it completely. I think the relationships you build are incredible. It's very interesting, the people you meet, the stories you get to hear, the stories you get to tell, the stories you get to create that you can tell people in the future. It's really special. I think for me, outside of the relationships, is just like the experiences. Like, can we curse on this show?
Oh, absolutely. It's unfiltered, my friend.
But holy fuck, have we been able to do some amazing things. And I mean, like, holy fuck, I've done some amazing things, and I've had some amazing experiences and things that I know I'll never forget. And I think that's really cool stuff to tell the grandkids. Endless stories, endless relationships, and friendships that have been forged through it all. It's pretty special, man. It's crazy.
See, I was just going to say the free shit. That's what I was going to go with.
That part was really cool, but you can only accept so much free shit before you're like, dude, no more free shit. I'm good.
The wife, my wife has been like, my God, are there more boxes today? It's like, and I'm not that big. So like, I can only imagine being Butsy or being you, Coach Rusty, to where like, brands are knocking down your door every single day trying to get in there, especially when you got Butsy cooking with Hexclad over there. We actually ran into a guy when we were golfing, what was it, a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, who he just comes out of nowhere and is like, hey, you're Butsy. I love your cooking videos. And we're just like, what? Hang on a second.
Couldn't be more fucking elementary school. It's just one hand cooking in a shit pan every night. I know. I'm surprised he didn't come up to you saying, I really love your slow motion rollerblading videos in the kitchen
or something like that, where your fists are in the skates.
The free shit's crazy. There's got to be there's got to be a homeless guy around here that, like, at my local clothing drop-off point that wears a double X that is just fucking kitted out or has traded so much of my shit for, like, he's probably a drug kingpin at this point. Like, there's got one guy. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's so super cool being this
Great.
cool, dude. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I didn't know what to expect for that segment, and I think it did very well. So I greatly appreciate the honesty there, boys. And let's go ahead and move into our very next. I got to stop for a second. I just had a little bit of a hiccup there, and I got to tell you, I got a body. Have you guys ever heard of getting into sourdough bread?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And like you have like your little starter, and then you got to feed it, and then you can make. So this dude brought over a jalapeno cheddar sourdough roll that he had just made. My God, is it the best thing that I have ever had bread wise? And I'm obsessed now to where I'm like, dude, tell me everything. I want to be part of the sourdough cult. I want to start making my own bread. I want to have this living creature that I'm just going to keep feeding. Sorry for the sidetrack,
You
but
think
that's what that
something
was.
you would talk about in your 20s? That's got to be like a 30 to like 35 plus thing.
Yeah.
That gets brought up. Like,
Times are
you
changing,
guys
man.
gotten into sourdough yet? Let me tell you what my buddy brought over. Jalapeno.
And then I also forgot to give a shout out. It's my dad's birthday today. Shout out to Dale Cook.
HBD
We love
Pop.
you. Yeah, happy birthday. He's his favorite year now, 69.
Nice.
He just kept saying it the other night when we were over there. So happy 69th birthday, Pops. Hell of a
loves
year.
that.
It's gonna be a hell of a year. So I'm looking forward to it. And
Hey,
let's get
that's a good position to be in, man. I gotta tell you.
Love that. And by the way, folks, perfect moment to welcome in our special guest, Coach Rusty, who, my goodness gracious, I came across you because all of a sudden I see this lefty hidden paint into a wall, and then all of a sudden there's this beautiful artwork that comes out of it. But let's take a step back and let's go all the way back to the beginning, Coach Rusty, with how'd you get into the game of golf? I love asking people that because everybody's story is kind of different, but sometimes they're very much alike.
Yeah, no, I think I love my story. I like telling it just because I think it's something that people can take something out of and maybe utilize it. But I got into the game, I think, I got pictures of me with a plastic golf club when I was in diapers,
Powerful.
yeah. And my dad, he was a identical triplet. One of them passed before I was born, but my uncle Donnie had his son Brett 9 days before me, and so we kind of grew up with this like perfect little golf foursome. My dad, my uncle, and my cousin, and we kind of grew up playing the game together. Never took it really seriously. I was actually into like extreme sports growing up. I raced motocross. Pretty much every weekend, and I love skateboarding as well after school. But it wasn't until like high school that I really started getting like the bug and really enjoying it. Going out to my dad's country club with him. My parents were separated, so when I would spend time with my dad, a lot of the times it would just be us on the golf course. We wanted to do something fun, so out at the country club, started really getting the bug, tried out for the high school team, didn't make it, got into it a little late. But then a week after I graduated high school, my father actually passed away. And it was rough because, he wasn't, I wouldn't say he was the best dad, but he was definitely my best friend. And we had a really good relationship, and he was an amazing guy. And I went through a 2-year struggle after that, and towards the end of that 2-year struggle, I found like the only place that I was happy was on the golf course. I loved being on the course because it just kind of made me feel those memories of the good times we had on the course. And that golf was his gift to me, and I kind of wanted to give that gift back to him and kind of dedicate my life to it. And that's the decision I made about 2 years after he passed. So packed up all my stuff from Virginia.
You what, like 18, something like that?
I was 17 when he passed, and then I was going to go to college, to the university, and then I didn't go because I was just struggling. And then when I was 19, I made the decision to move to Florida, and went to a school called the Golf Academy of America, which is
Oh
like,
yeah.
which is like, it's the type of school where you get out of it what you put into it. But unfortunately, a lot of the guys that go don't put a lot in. But for me, it was like, holy shit, I'm in Florida. I'm learning about golf, not only how to play, how to teach, the ins and outs of the game itself, but also the business side of things. And I really, really enjoyed it and really found my passion for the game there, and knew that I had to make a career out of it from there. So that's really how I got into the game.
Dude, that's an incredible story.
Good story.
Obviously, I mean, having that connection with your dad and really, and then getting into the academy. I mean, I used to see the commercials on the
Yeah.
Golf Channel for that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, maybe I should go out there and do that. And then decided to play instead. And what a mistake that was. No, I'm
Got some
kidding.
buddies that have attended the academy, and
Yeah. Good
I think-
guys, and they're all good guys. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I haven't run
maybe
into too
said
many.
it was like
I knew a couple
like-
dickheads.
30 grand to just party like a rock star and play golf every
That-
day.
Basically, it was 30 grand. Yeah, 30 grand. I think for 2 years. It
But like
was
you said,
what a deal.
you could take a lot out of that if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, it's all about what you put into it, because there was a ton of placement opportunities. But also while you're there, I mean, there's literally nothing else to do but to really play golf, at least from my standpoint. And you had all these amazing facilities, whether it was the indoor facilities on site on the little campus or the courses that you had connections with. So, I mean, literally every day you could be hitting balls. And then outside of that, we had 2 master professionals at our campus that just had a wealth of knowledge and really helped me develop my game. I mean, it was really cool. I remember one moment where the first day you got to school, they would take a video of your swing on V1,
Oh.
and then on
V1.
V1, V1 was the shit.
Oh.
And then at the very last day of school, they would take another video of your swing, and then they had like this class that was like the final class, and they played everyone's before and after swing. And I remember looking at a bunch of guys, and I saw some guys like put on a bunch of weight. Their swing maybe got a little bit worse, and then they pull up my swing, and I'd lost like 60 pounds. My first swing, I was over the top, and then my second swing, I was like 185, lean, tan, just a good Florida boy, and I was right in the slot, and everyone just kind of clapped and gave me an applause, and I was like, I'm the guy that put the most work in, and I think I'm going to be the guy that makes something out of it. Like you could just tell just by looking at that side by side, like that I gave a fuck. So.
It's kind of like the volleyball scene in Top Gun is kind of
Comes
like
to mind.
that's kind of how you finished up the deal. It seems like
Yeah, I was ready for that. Yeah.
aviators on, just half
Put me
naked
on
out there.
No, but yeah, it was good. It was I loved it. I was sad to see they closed down. I think Kaiser still has like a program like it. But honestly, if you're down and out and you're going through tough times and you love the game of golf, I'd pull the trigger on it. I do it all over again, without a doubt. It was the best decision I ever made.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad they went away.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I mean, what a story. Let's talk about how you went from being a golf pro to how in the hell did you decide, man, I'm curious about this paint. I'm going to start hitting golf shots into a canvas, and all of a sudden you go from golf pro to artist. And like,
Yeah.
that's got to be one hell of a transition.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess it would be chapter 2 for me was, after Golf Academy, I actually had a son pretty quickly after that, which was just a total fucking curveball. And so I was a young father. I was working at golf courses, and then I finally landed a teaching job. All the while, I had a construction company at the same time that I was working for, and I was doing hardy board siding all over Central Florida. I ended up getting hurt at work. Can't go back to work. I'm shortening this, but I landed a job for Mitchell Spearman's Junior Golf Academy. So Mitchell Spearman, he used to work with Tiger. He's a top 100 professional, and he happened to bring me on to help oversee his junior programs up and down the East Coast. So I did a little bit at Isleworth, did a lot in Virginia. went to New York for just a tiny brief period of time, but I was mainly in Virginia, working at Belmont Country Club and then a place called Dominion Valley in Haymarket, Virginia. And I was running the junior programs. Finally made my way back down to Florida. Started working with a guy named Charles Cox. He developed an app called Swing U. I helped develop his online coaching platform, really kind of helped the
I
guys.
remember that.
Yeah. Build out the back end of the app so that we could give online instruction. We brought on Gary Gilchrist. I started working with him a little bit, filming his video libraries to go in our app. It was like bridging the gap from golf instruction to this new wave of e-commerce for golf, and it was kind of right before social media started blowing up. But went from that into the golf trick shot phase of my life, which is where I became Coach Rusty, and that's kind of where I started garnering my following on social media. So I would post these little trick shot videos. I saw the videos of guys juggling the golf ball up and down. I thought it was the coolest shit in the world. And I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do that. And sure enough, you spend enough time in your mom's basement bouncing a golf ball up and down, you can get pretty good at it. And I did. And that actually became my career. That's when I was able to kind of forfeit everything else and really focus on social media and posting content, building my following. And I probably did trick shots and golf content for 7 years.
So the trick shots and the kind of the social media fame came before the artwork.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Well before.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been in the space a while. And I mean, about 2 years ago, I started getting really burnt out from posting golf content. It was like, you're getting a little older, you're pushing your 30 something, do you really want to do this? And then you see all the YouTube guys going off, and I never really had a passion for YouTube content. Like I'm not, that's not for me. As much as I would like to be living the life those guys are living, trust me, don't get me wrong, I fucking would for sure. It's just that lifestyle is not for me. So I really wanted to go from creating to owning something. And one day I'm sitting in my little golf warehouse, and I make a video where I'm hitting paint covered golf balls at a canvas, just for fun, just totally for fun. People liked the video. The video did well. So whenever a video does well, you kind of double down, create
And no background, right? No painting background.
just standard little golf splatter, and kind of doubled down on it. And then I kind of am looking around my warehouse, and I've got all these white walls, and I'm wanting some art for my walls. And I go on Google, can't find anything that I like. It's all Arnold Palmer smoking a cigarette or a picture of a golf course. Just like there's no real good golf art out there at the time. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make it. Like, let me try. No art background, nothing. And I'll be completely honest, like I got so many hate comments, and looking back at some of the videos I posted, I totally agree with the comments. Like I really do. But that pushed me to be like, yo, like if I'm really gonna try this out and be the golf art guy, like let me get better and better and better. And I think I've done that extremely well, and it's been super successful. So yeah, that's the condensed version, but there it is. Yeah.
You are so successful with it because now you're getting some big projects too. I saw that you had the Bay Hill project, but take us through what are some of the biggest projects that you've worked on, or even some of the coolest ones that you've been contracted for?
Yeah, I will say, when it came to before I started selling art, I was always kind of like waiting for like the right first client to be like, yeah, this guy bought my shit. Like, fuck you. Like I did it.
Yeah.
And one day I'm playing golf with my brother, and I get a DM from Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills quarterback. And he's like, hey man, just bought a new house in Buffalo, was really interested in getting some artwork from you for my spot. Like, how do we go about it? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, I've never sold shit, but we'll make it work. I was like, dude, just yeah, like, I was like, just shoot me a text, gave him my phone number, and instead of a text, I got a FaceTime from him, and I was like, holy shit. Like I randomly answered a FaceTime, and boom, Josh Allen's in my face. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. So long story short, chit chatted back and forth with him and his interior designer, ended up making 3 paintings for him. I didn't know how to ship artwork, so I ended up driving from Orlando all the way up to Buffalo to deliver them.
God.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then I made a little trip out of it, went to Canada a little bit, and it was really cool. But yeah, that was what really kickstarted it. And then since then, I've had a lot of opportunities to create art with some brands. I did one for Call of Duty. I did one for MasterCard, obviously Bay Hill as well. I've done a couple live paintings, one for PGA Tour Superstore. I did one out in Utah for this big VC kind of summit thing. And it was, it's been really cool, and a bunch more coming up. This year's going to be crazy with the live paintings. I've got a bunch of really cool.
Are you going to shows? Are you going to like traditional like galleries, anything like that?
Austin, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. You're the man.
Oh yeah.
No, so haven't done a gallery or anything. We did just do our pop-up shop because we kind of have started to branch into merchandising it. Like you can see my hat here.
Your hat's sick. I noticed that it was the whole.
Yeah, that's based off my first painting where I did a golf ball on a tee with a crown. It was like the first painting I did, and I always wanted to do like Coach Rusty merch, but I never wanted it to just be like Coach Rusty, like super dumb in my opinion. But now we have a symbol. We have something that tells the story, and I think it makes sense and it looks really clean. So we did a pop-up shop with some of our apparel, but we also did like a little live gallery. So that was like my first experience doing that. That was down in St. Pete, Florida, and it was really great. We had like 150 people show up, and really cool. But yeah, I mean, art galleries, one day I'll get there. I think I'm still working on my arsenal of just building some paintings that I'm super proud of, and I have quite a few of them now, and I think I'm about ready. I'm working on one right now that I'm stoked on. But yeah,
very cool.
Has the Masters knocked on the door yet?
No. I do, however, funny story. I can't say his name, but a guy I used to work with at Bay Hill that had me do the paintings for the Umbrella Day to benefit the Arnie and Winnie Palmer Foundation. He recently got hired by Augusta National, so that's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say. That would be
Hit the wrong one there.
Hopefully he hears this and he's gently reminded. Hey man.
Yeah. Gosh, wouldn't that be something?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? I mean, we can't go down that path yet.
Yeah.
That would be.
I'd need to change underwear for that one. For sure.
I'm hard. Thank you guys.
I got a chub. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you've got over 249,000 followers on Instagram. And you said the trick shots were really where it kind of built up. I mean, you've had to have a lot of movement too now. I mean, that's 250,000 followers on Instagram. So the artwork and everything, did you start to see that number kind of tick up?
Yeah. I was like stuck around like 180,000 followers for like the longest time on Instagram. And then it spiked up once I started doing the art a little bit. I've kind of slowed down on the content creation just because I'm kind of dedicating a little bit more of my time into learning how to grow this business and scale this business. Of course, we're going to dive back in because social media is such a valuable tool. And fortunately, I already know that side of things. So the content creation will ramp back up. I'm sure the following will start picking back up as well. We were actually at like 264,000, but then since I didn't have any, I dropped all my sponsors. Like I had a bunch of sponsors. And since I started making my own revenue, I started getting a little bit more outspoken politically and took a pretty big hit on my following. Hey, but that's just
okay.
No, it's totally okay. I think it's very important that just because you're a content creator, I don't think that it means you're not a human, and I think you should be able to use your voice. Whether you have a platform or not, you're still just a dude. So
absolutely,
you should be able to be you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I've just been authentically myself for the past 2 years, and it feels so damn good.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and it feels so good probably too to be able to say, hey, don't have to worry about sponsors or kind of worrying about what I'm saying. And that's got to be such a freedom type of feeling that coincides to that. Needless to say, we don't know the other side to that because we always just talk our minds anyways. So
yeah.
It's like, hey, if there's consequences, there are. That's all right with us.
Yeah, definitely.
What does the future hold for you? I mean, at this point.
I wish I knew. That'd be sweet. I'd start investing in the right places. No, I mean, I'd I'd say it's just a lot of learning. I think it's funny if you kind of think on my story and you look at all the different things I've done. I think there's always been a point where no matter what the occupation is or whatever I'm doing in my life, I always get to a point where I'm like, what's next? And I kind of feel the fire kind of being lit under my ass saying like, hey, time's up here, let's move on. Um, but I never have known what that thing is. It's just the fact that I'm keeping myself in motion
Yeah.
and constantly surprising myself with what the possibilities are. Like if you asked me 2 years ago, would I be sitting here talking to you about my artwork and how successful it's been? No, there's no shot because that was never something that I could have foreseen. So I I would like to say I'd be content in not knowing, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because
I love that answer.
Yeah.
That's why it works.
yeah,
Let it come moment by moment. You know,
Yeah.
you never know what's next.
just as long as you
We-
keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a Rocky Balboa quote. No
I'd
matter
be-
how hard you get hit.
I
Get
kind of
back
like
up.
that. I'd be content in not knowing. That's a good quote.
Yeah. You might have to put that on a t-shirt or something.
Yeah, and then the
Powerful.
O. Yeah. And the O in knowing is a golf ball with the team.
Exactly.
There you go, yeah.
Well, I will say there is a blank canvas behind us in the studio. Butsy's
Yeah, you
normally
need something there.
here. Well, you listen, we know a guy, but you know, I mean, we've talked about it. So, hey, if you're ever bored and you want to create something,
Yeah.
feel free. It's right behind us. So,
Butsy's also very artistic. Are we
he
going
is.
to dodge that right now? Because he is a beast. A beast.
he really is. He's got those putter covers too. This and the snoring sir and all that stuff.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah,
The guy's
that's for mentally unstable people. It's not.
Remember when I
Not
said I'm
mostly.
tired of free shit? Gotta-
I didn't mean it. Don't stop. I like boxes.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
You all right, Maddie? I gotta just bring this up. You're looking like you're sitting on the fry rack at McDonald's. There's a little bit of heat going on with your face there, and I just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, is there?
No.
Very rare.
I'm not okay. No, I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I feel great. Uh, let's get into the TGL playoffs recap. You cool, Coach Rusty, with talking some golf with us?
Oh, I'll shoot the breeze with you. Why not?
Let's do it. Let's get into this. I mean, what are your thoughts so far on the TGL? Have you even watched a match or any? We're asking everybody.
I've watched 2 matches.
Okay.
And
So you're an expert.
yeah. Is that more than most? Maybe.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
More
mean,
than me.
I think I kind of created my opinion on it within the first 30 minutes of watching the first one. I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I think the technology is amazing. I love seeing the banter between the guys. But my couple notes are: it's something that I'd rather go do than watch. I mean, simply put, I think also it's a little bit of a overload sensory wise. It's like I can hear Roger Steele, I can hear the announcer in the building, I can hear the players talking, I can hear the commentator from ESPN, I can hear the music in the place, I can hear the crowd. So it's just like a lot of noise. And then even like the lights and the camera doesn't know where to go sometimes. So it's kind of a lot. I think those are just growing pains. Honestly, I think it's got really good bones. If I'm being honest, I think it could be something really cool. I think the only way it scales is obviously if they actually created, stadiums in all the cities where the teams are. So they have like, they're traveling to each spot. But, financially, what's that look like? I don't know.
Somebody just say that.
What'd they say?
Did you see the comment?
I can't talk
Also
and read.
Put
Brian
that up.
Shane threw out there a nice little comment there. I'll pull it back up.
Yeah,
here.
pull it back
Heard
up.
rumors of a new TGL team for next season as the ladies join the league. The Bunny Ranch Split Lickers. Wow. That's an aggressive name.
I'd love to have a beer with that guy.
Oh man.
I thought the Utah Soakers was going to be a hell of a name, but
Ooh, wow.
I mean, Yeah, just Tony Finau's team.
David Marsh,
Um,
LOL.
You know who made a good point about it to me was Pete, your boy Todd Dobson.
Oh yeah,
He made some sense about TGL and golf in general. Same with Liv and like kind of throwing them all in the same boat. And it's like, when you watch a guy get his first PGA Tour win, or you watch a seasoned pro win a major, or fight for that, or a comeback, or whatever. TGL, it's not romantic. Like there's nothing romantic about it. Is kind of what he said,
Totally
and I
agree.
like that. You know what I mean? There's not like this passionate like he's this. They're gonna get their first like win out there. Oh my God, I'm pulling for this guy. It's like. No, not really.
No,
It's
it's
all just
strictly for
strictly money.
entertainment and money.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a money grab. I mean, it looks more like actually like an attempt for a money grab, but it looks more like a money dump to me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I can't say that the concept isn't cool. It is cool because it would be fun as shit to go in there and play on that shit. But it's like, okay, look at any other professional sport. And I think that's what they're trying to be, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it looks like that's how they're marketing it as
Yeah.
a professional sport with cities and teams and fan bases and everything. How does one play amateur TGL? Like I can go pick up a basketball and go shoot hoops. I can go play men's league football. As a kid, I can play youth sports. Is there youth TGL? Is that
There's
there?
no access
No,
to that level of technology.
it's like they skipped all the steps and just built something way ahead of. It's hard to put into words because it's just so confusing, but
Yes.
Yeah, you never really know how good you are at the TGL until you do it, right?
Yeah, and also that like as good as the technology is, and it is really good. I like full swing stuff a lot. It's never going to be perfect.
Correct.
We've already seen so many little mistakes. And dude, oh my god, the funniest thing was like the first night watching TGL, someone went in the bunker, and I was like, how long until someone skulls it out of a bunker into the crowd?
Instant.
And dude, was it Kisner that
It was
hit it?
Kiz.
And that flag saved him, man. Saved him.
Oh,
Could have murdered a person.
I got so many replies about that. Did you see Kiz? Did you see Kiz?
just hit a laser beam right at the crowd.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
You know what it is, though? I've kind of pinpointed where the success of this entire thing is, and it's not necessarily the viewership. Granted, for a first year, brand new product, exhibition deal, like, yes, getting 500,000 viewers on average is pretty damn good. I mean, just look at Live Golf struggling to get 15,000.
Sure, but look at the
over it.
networks they're on, though. I mean,
Correct. Now, I will say that, yeah, ESPN for sure has kind of a way bigger kind of audience built around it and so forth, and ESPN Plus. So that for sure, I'm not mistaken that at all with what you say. But the one interesting thing to me with the TGL is that they have this vehicle now that creates this social media content. It's
Yeah.
almost like a social media engine. And from that point of view, like it's a home run right off the bat because now they're actually getting clips. They're actually able to show some of these guys' personalities a
True.
little bit more.
but
And
what for what though?
There's a lot cheaper ways to do that though.
Like
I don't
what for? Like okay, you're getting clicks, you're getting views on something, and yes, you're entertaining somebody. But what is that selling? If that's your goal, what is that marketing? Like what for?
I think it's to bring people back into the individuals on the PGA Tour. And I mean, we're seeing that uptick with the tournaments right now to where they're getting better numbers once again, going back to because over the past 2 years, I mean, literally each year has been down almost 30% in viewership, and now it's kind of spiking back upwards. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's related to the TGL in any way whatsoever,
Yeah, I think
but
it
I
probably
do
does
kind of
have an
see.
impact.
Yeah,
Probably.
I mean,
I think Coach hit it on the head though. Like, you can watch all the other sports and you can relate to having played them. You can relate to having played soccer or played baseball at a high level or been on a football field when you were younger or whatever. And it's not too far detached from the professional level of the game. They all play by the same rules. This is like, there's no there's no relatability. Like, all right, how would I do out there? I don't know. You're not going to find out because you don't have a $1.4 billion screen to go hit balls into. But
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only plus of TGL for me is kind of what you were alluding to was, the ability to have kind of a different type of access to the personality of the
yeah,
player. And that's great, but like, who does a better job of that? Full Swing on Netflix, and I think it costs a fraction of what they're doing. You know what I mean? But also, these players are also utilizing. I mean, the ones that are ahead of the curve are utilizing their own social platforms to kind of let people in as well. So, I mean, yes, it does do that, but I think there's just so many other ways of people doing that, and ways that are way more cost effective. Personally, I don't see the longevity in TGL. Like, I just cannot see it, and I'd love to be proved wrong on that, but I just I can't see it. I just don't. I don't understand how they can continue doing that. I mean, I can, but I just don't see how it would be profitable.
I like tuning in to where it's kind of background noise a lot of times for me. So I'll be working or doing other things and it's on in the background and like I'll catch like a hot moment that takes place and then go to a replay and so forth. Like that to me, like I just enjoy it, but I also come from a golf technology background. A lot of people in the audience and so forth know that my background it's from golf simulation and so forth, so that was always kind of the goal within the technology world, is to create something like this. So it's cool to me to see it come to reality and to see
can relate to
pros playing on it. Yeah, I can relate to it. So talk about relatability, I can, where a lot of times when it comes to like normal golf, it is not that. And I think a lot of people have tried to just say this, I don't know. A lot of people have said that, at least that I've heard in terms of feedback around it's sucking and so forth, that it's not real golf. Well, no kidding, it's simulator golf.
Yeah.
The guys are playing into a golf screen.
I'm honestly shocked that something in like Korea or in certain parts of Asia that this kind of concept didn't pop up first. To be completely honest, because a majority of the golf that's played in certain areas over there is simulator golf. Like that's the preferred way of playing golf. It's oftentimes the only way to access golf for people.
Maybe
over
they
there.
love it there. Do we? I mean, do we
Oh, they
know?
love it. No,
Like,
that's screen golf over there, my friend.
Yeah.
Like that's the mecca of golf over in Korea.
Now, if actual golf was way more accessible over there for them, would they probably prefer that? Yes, but it's.
I mean, if TGL's on, dude, and like if I'm on the treadmill watching and it's on, and then right here is ping pong, like pro ping pong.
You're going ping pong?
I'm watching ping pong. Like I immediately write it off like a dickhead. I'm like, oh yeah, it's TGL, it's not real golf, whatever.
I stopped watching. I would be a lot more interested in TGL if it wasn't the guys on tour. I would be so much more interested in watching some guys that are like, if there was some sort of reward or some sort of placement for doing well at TGL to maybe even get you some sort of placement at an event or something of that sort. Like that would be sick. I would watch the shit out of that because you're watching some guys actually lay it on the line, try to make something happen. But again, when it comes to technology, I don't think they're 100% comfortable with it yet to where like, dude, if something that massive is on the line and there's some sort of flaw, bad look can really it can really bite you in the ass from a PR perspective. So,
or they do give the guy a spot and he goes out and shoots like 140, on the golf course, and it's like, all right, we can't be doing it.
So hang on a second. You guys aren't far off because TrackMan did this.
They did, yeah. I know. I actually had a call with them and they were telling me about this, and they did, and I think
and I think that guy sucked in the tournament too.
Another company, Golf Zone. Yeah, dude, those simulators are freaking dope, by the way. But they did a tour as well, kind of thing, with a big cash prize, and then they did the finale of it at the PGA Merchandise Show.
I did see that. Yeah, I saw some clips.
Cool. Like I'm into that. Like I'm into watching like some dudes that need to do well. You know, like the PGA Tour guys do not need to do well at
Right.
TGL. Like they do not have any stake in the game, whatever. They're just happy to be there having fun. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, that's cool to watch these guys having fun, but like, what is it for the viewer? You know?
Yeah. That goes back to the romantic part and seeing
Right.
somebody that's not on tour pop on there and change his entire fucking life, right? Like that would
Right.
be way cooler to watch.
Listen, I'm not against that by any means whatsoever. I will say, though, that in the past couple weeks with the playoffs on the line and so forth now, guys actually are starting to care. Like, you can see the competitiveness. Now,
No,
granted,
it's
it also turns against them to where they're just like, because every pro thinks that they don't miss a golf shot. So literally they're like, oh, I can't hit a cut in here. I can't do this. Like JT was getting after it tonight saying, man, I can never hit a cut in this thing. So you get those type of reactions, which I've done the exact same, especially on like TrackMan. I just scream at it. I'm like, this is not accurate. It's not working properly.
But that's true though. Like I have those situations all the time, you know, and I was recently on TrackMan, and if I hit my ball in this spot, but if I moved it over 2 more feet, then it would give me a good reading.
Better
But
reading.
it tells me to hit it from here. I think it's a lefty thing personally, but
there's a prejudice against lefties in golf technology for sure.
But on TrackMan, it automatically knows if you're lefty or righty. There's no actual
It's just radar. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
There's something to be said too about the unspoken part, which is just swinging indoors, and it's fucking different. Like it is
so different.
You may not even know that it's happening, but like, yeah, it's way different. Launch.
We used to have guys, Butsy, come in, especially at the PGA show, and they're walking in from their car. They're like, I hit my driver 300 yards. They hit it 240. And then you start to realize when you start working with guys that are actually good and you know their numbers, there's certain guys that won't swing as hard. Right. That just like instinctually, they cannot swing as hard as what they do outside because they know that they're indoors and they think they're going to break something.
Yeah, our guy over at PXG was telling me about this. If you don't use, like, if you're hitting into a screen, your spin numbers on TrackMan, like, shit is off in there versus even what it's going to pick up outdoors. Unless you use, like, a reflective golf ball and it had, like, your numbers are going to be pretty different than what you're going to see outdoors on a driving range.
Right.
For sure. Well, let's cover real quick the playoffs because we had New York Golf Club,
which
I'm a New York guy. We'll see in a second, Budsy. New York Golf Club versus LAGC. LAGC was the top seed. New York Golf Club was the 4th seed. New York Golf Club takes down the number 1 seed. They move to the championship. Atlanta Drive versus Bay Club. The underdogs won there as well, with Justin Thomas leading the way. No Wyndham Clark, though, who was the best player in the DGL, which is wild that, like, you look at all the stats and everything, and Wyndham Clark is the best player in the entire thing. Obviously, certain games match up a little bit better in there, which I've talked about previously, but Atlanta Drive took advantage. They ended up winning. So now in the title match, the SoFi title, next week, we've got a best of 3 matches between New York Golf Club and Atlanta Drive. I do love that they actually built in like cities around these teams. And like that to me was one of the biggest misses by Live Golf, because when you can tie in territories, like, do I really care about the individual teams? No, but there's a team with New York on it. And I'm like, I'm a New Yorker through and through. And I'm just like, man, I've got to root on my New York Golf Club. So that's a fun part to it. Let's get into the Players Championship recap here as well. We got on a little tangent there with the TGL, Butsy, or should I say Scorpion? Because I'm not quite sure from Mortal Kombat which one you are. You do kind of look like Scorpion, because Scorpion was the yellow one, right?
Sub-Zero.
No, Sub-Zero was the blue one. You're
reflecting yellow.
Yeah, you're reflecting yellow. You're Scorpion, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
Get over here.
Okay, moving on. Players Championship, Rory McIlroy wins, which everybody knows. If you're in the golf world, you're listening to this podcast, you probably know Rory McIlroy won. However, everybody wants us to discuss the Rory phone gate, okay? Whose side are you on here? Was Rory being too soft? Was it right for him to take the phone? And then there's a very good college golfer here in Luke Potter, who used to play for ASU last year, then transferred out to Texas this year, won a tournament before going to the Players. And he's the one who shouted out at Rory McIlroy. So I'm going to start with you, Coach Rusty, since I don't know what I'm feeling from Butsy, but where do you stand on the whole Rory McIlroy thing? You think he was being too soft, or you think he was in his right to take the phone and get Luke Potter kicked out of there?
I was already very adamant, or I posted some stuff on social, well, comments, but I wrote that both parties are equally as soft. Very soft, because one, yeah, you talk some shit. Not a good look, right? Especially on this kid. With what he said too, it probably cut pretty deep for Rory, and I get it.
Yeah.
I'd be upset if I'm Rory too, but I'm not taking homie's phone. But also on the flip side, I'm not letting Rory take my phone. Like I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Rory. Like
I'm not letting you look at my phone.
No shot are you getting my phone. So I think the whole thing was a total clusterfuck. Personally, my opinion on Rory has dwindled over the past, 5 years probably. I think he's just very, very soft. I think he's a little bit too emotional. But I'm an emotional guy at times too. So I couldn't be able to put myself in his shoes and handle all the things that he's handling, whether it's his personal life or his professional life, and especially with all the things going on in golf and all that he's invested in. But yeah, I think it was just like completely out of line for both parties, and I think both guys are pretty soft. I think Rory's just I'd tell him to his face that he's soft. I really would. I can't believe he snatched that guy's phone. I just really can't believe it. But
what a move! People go to jail for that. That's theft.
I
except
mean,
on a PGA
dude,
Tour tournament.
like, and the fact that people even like defend it, it's like that was a wrong thing to do. And just because he's Rory, it's okay. No, it's not. It's such a soft move. It's so soft. But the fact that the guy let him do it, I just like, wow. Yeah. So.
Butsy, where do you stand on it?
Dude, honestly, it's like it was such
Could you breathe under there?
Yeah, dude, that's a premium paintball mask. There's
I love that. Love that.
for running and breathing, or moving, shuffling as I do.
For running and breathing.
When I'm out there, I shuffle. I don't know how to run, but no, it was awkward. It was like, it wasn't even like, he's such a fucking nerd about everything that he does that he couldn't even snatch the phone. Like, he didn't even know what he was doing. I don't even think he like meant to take the phone. I don't know. He had this, I'm standing up for myself. I'm about to be tough right now. And he just did it in the most nerdy, awkward fucking way. And I think he took a selfie with it. Is that true?
No.
I don't know if that's actually true. I saw the stuff about that. I don't know if it's true.
I think it was just a half-assed attempt on Rory's part to try
to
look hard, and he's like the opposite of hard. And I found that out when I saw him throw a baseball. I lost all respect at that point, and I realized that he's not necessarily an athlete or a multi-sport athlete, not even close. He's just learned how to swing a golf club really well. Yeah. Everything else is super bitch made, and I'm not a fan.
Love it. That's a great take.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Clip that up. Now,
I'd probably ask him for his autograph, though, if he was here right now.
Also with you.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Like, you want to go play 9? Or
hang out, dude? Yeah, no, it's beers around me for sure. You're cool, awesome. You're so cool.
You like a Guinness guy, or?
I didn't say those things. No, dude, you know how showbiz is.
I don't have that big of a beef with Rory. In this situation, I do think it was soft. I think it was pretty pathetic to have to go and snatch a kid's phone and even to delete that video. I think that's what he was doing, by the way. I think he grabbed the phone to delete the video, and then it probably locked, and he's like, I'm just hanging on to this thing.
The video that everyone else was recording?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, dude, it's going to be all over social media no matter what you end up doing. I know he wanted to take that spotlight away from whoever said it, and obviously it ended up being Luke Potter. But I watched the video too, and I'm like, I think it was Luke Potter's buddy who gave Rory his phone. Like I keep looking at that video and I'm like, that's not Luke Potter who hands Rory the phone.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
it is interesting. I do think that it is, it's shite. It's absolute shite, as the Irish people say.
He should have thrown it on the ground and like slammed his driver on it or something. Like, I don't know, just kind of just a wing job.
Just a ween job. All right, so we're all pretty much on the same page with that whole deal. You guys think there's going to be any repercussions for Luke Potter? I read an article that was like, there's going to be so much backlash for this kid, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
His
I don't
coach
really
already
think so.
has like severely reprimanded him, I guess.
That's what they said, but I'm sure
Really?
the coach probably just had to say that publicly, and he was
He's like,
dude, don't say shit at a tournament anymore. I can't believe Rory took your phone. What a bitch.
yeah, that's probably
Exactly how it
what
went down.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we could quote that right there. Now,
Please don't.
obviously there was a tournament that still went on. JJ Spawn, poor guy. Did you see him in the press conference afterwards? Just absolutely befuddled. Like, couldn't believe that the golf ball went over the green and went into the water. Imagine if that happened on the TGL. Oh, he'd lose his absolute goddamn mind yelling at the technology. But good old JJ Spawn, he sat there and he dealt with it. Like, he was in the media afterwards. And this gets into the next point where Colin Morikawa the week before at Bay Hill had a rough final round on Sunday and decided not to meet with media and got a lot of criticism by a lot of people, including Rocco Medier and some of the older gentlemen who are just like, he needs to go in and do his media. Now, it is not something that they have to do, to go in and meet with the media afterwards, but it's something that they're expected to do. Question to you
especially
guys.
there.
Yeah, well, hold on. Especially there, correct, because it's it's a signature event, right?
Yep.
But let's go back to Rory and the Irish goodbye at the U.S. Open, right?
Yeah.
So I was literally thinking, I was like, if JJ birdies 18, are we going to see another Irish goodbye from Rory?
Very possible.
And very possible, or is he going to come out there like a man and shake his opponent's hand and say, good job, congratulations, like, good for you, man. You put up a good fight, because that would have meant the absolute world to JJ Spawn to not only win that event, but to have Rory, one of the GOATs, come up to you and be like, well played. Like,
Good playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And obviously with the US Open, it's Bryson that won, and then there's the live stuff going on, but still no excuse. It's a major championship. Act like a major champion, which you are previously, Rory. So no, I think maybe Rory set the tone a little bit for that kind of behavior, since he is the face of golf, kind of at this point. But I mean, look, I get being pissed off. I get it. There's a lot of times where I've been pissed off in situations, and I think the best thing to do is to remove myself. But at the end of the day, you're a professional golfer. Yes, you've worked your ass off to be there, but you're also so extremely fortunate to be there. And guys would kill for a second place finish.
Yeah.
And go shake a guy's hand, go do your press, get out of there.
Yeah. Be a gentleman, like uphold the fact that you're out there because of these fans that watch you. Like, that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Colin's point that he made to the media this week with the players was that none of the media followed him because he went and signed autographs for the fans and so forth afterwards, instead of doing the media, because he just wanted to get out of there, in his words. I will say this, like, early, like, if you caught me in my 20s, I would probably be like Rory and Colin Morikawa, where I'm like, I just got to get out of here. I don't want to have to deal with people. I just want to go, like, crawl under a rock and live there for a while. Nowadays, I'm like, man, I don't get that as much from these guys, to where it's like, hey, this is a privilege to be able to be out there and to play that well. Yeah. And to come in second to what you guys are saying. So I'm more so now at a point in life to where I'm like, man, really, even though you don't want to do it, you should. And you should shake your opponent's hand. You should make sure that you go in, speak to the media, be authentic while you're in there. Like, you don't have to sugarcoat it. You can be pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think people would resonate with that more rather than just dipping. And let me ask you this, like, remember the days at Bay Hill when Arnie would be there on the green,
Mm.
right? Or if he was still alive and he was there at that tournament, do you think Colin would
Oh
have done that?
boy.
No,
Oh no.
he'd have been there. You know, so that tournament, it's personally special for me. It's here at home for me, but I'm a huge Arnold Palmer fan, always will be, and that place is sacred. There's something about it, like where he's just there still. You can feel it. You got to respect that shit. You
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
do. You
There's
really
an
do.
integrity.
That stage is only there for you because of what other people have done in the past for you, especially Arnold. So respect it. Do your job. You played your golf, do some press, get out. It's very simple. It's really not hard. You be as pissed as you want to be. I get it. You want to win.
And
You're
Colin didn't have any scars to up to this point, right? He didn't have
Collins had a tough run though, to where like he didn't win anything last year, and the media he was constantly talking about it because they kept asking him like, "Hey, you haven't been able to close out a major, you haven't been able to do this ever since your PGA Championship win at Harding Park," and so he's had some struggles around closing out golf tournaments and being up there. And I mean he played so well last year too because he was in form for the majority of the year.
well, I mean, here's the thing though, like I think there's some sort of sense of entitlement where like if you become a major champion early on in your career,
you're
you
supposed to
automatically
just do that.
you think you're the guy, right? Like it really sets a tone. But golf is in a totally different place right now. It's
Hmm.
not where you're just gonna be the guy, unless you're Scotty Scheffler, kind of. But even he's struggling right now, right? Like he went on an absolute diabolical tear, but I didn't think that would be like a Tiger run, and that was a once in a lifetime thing. I think what Tiger did, truthfully, I really believe that. But you see there's so many guys that can win. There's so many that can win. So it can be so incredibly frustrating. But if you just take the time to not be so entitled and recognize like, hey, dude, like anyone can go out there and beat my ass unless
Yeah.
I play my game, then there's really no reason to get in that headspace after, coming in second place. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and here's Brian Shane. He's talking about, remember Arnie's press conference at the U.S. Open, how emotional he was. No one would have blamed him if he had skipped that, and he didn't. So that goes back. I think it's a maturity thing.
Integrity. Yeah.
Great point. Yeah, that's the point we're trying to make, and you put it so well right there. I mean, have some accountability for yourself, be a grown man, and take an L like a man. That's life, whether it's on the golf course or it's not.
You know
And
what's
now,
wild?
like I
You
said,
just
now he
said
has that scar, right? Now people revere him a whole lot different than they did before that event. Like, yeah.
You
Put him in
just said
the
that,
Rory
and it
box.
reminded me of something that one of my buddies says out at the golf course. He's like, we're not just there for your wins or your good times, but we're there for the struggles too. Like we want to see that. We don't want to, like, a fan base doesn't want to be there for all the good times. You want to be there through some of the struggles. That way you appreciate the wins so much more. So again, I think we're all in agreement here that
Yeah, it's interesting. I was watching Full Swing, and what's her name? I can't remember her name. She works with Tiger a little bit, but she was talking about Rory's Irish goodbye at the U.S. Open. And she was saying, "Oh, I love that. It shows that he's a fierce competitor. I'd love to see a little bit more of that from Rory." And I just thought that was like the worst
Bad
possible
team.
take you could see. But that's on Full Swing now, right? So guys are seeing this. People are seeing that, and I'm interested as to whether maybe that would have an effect on people and their mindset of whether they like seeing a guy get pissed off and leaving to show that he's got some tenacity to him, or would they rather see him stick around and show a little bit of himself to the people?
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Show the emotion of being pissed off. Like air it out, dude. Be a man. I think that's something that's dying every day today. And running away from something is kind of junk.
Well, I talked about it, gosh, going back like a year and a half, 2 years ago now, to where, I like to see the emotion on the golf course. People always shun it. They're like, oh, don't be John Rahm, don't be this, don't be that. You can't show your emotions out there on the golf course. But when we think about it, Tiger wasn't the biggest personality in the world, but he showed it on the golf course, right?
For sure, yeah.
And that's where it's like, man, I wish we had more guys out there now showing it on the golf course. And you do have the announcers like Immelman and so forth. I'll just say so forth because, you got Smiley Kaufman on there, and they're just like, the mental side to this is so great to watch Scotty Scheffler and how calm he is and shows zero emotion whatsoever. That's how the modern day golfer needs to be. And I cringe when I hear that stuff.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm like, where's the Arnie Palmer? Where's the Tiger Woods that's feeding off of the energy
Yeah, yeah.
of the crowd?
I see a lot of that in like a guy like JT, right? Like
Yeah.
he lays it out there emotionally on the golf course. So that's like a guy I'd really like to see come back into form. I think that would actually be huge for golf, honestly, because he's like that guy that kind of brings that what you're talking about to the golf course, not just a press conference, but to the golf course. And yeah, I'd really like to see him go on a tear during this Florida swing.
He's
Close it
getting
out
close,
nice.
Rusty. He's
He
getting
is.
close.
He is. I really like that guy a lot.
What's he plus 2,000 this
Yeah,
week?
I saw the odds and I was like, There's a couple tasty ones. I know we're gonna get into that, but
We are. That's next, which is the Coach Rusty Championship, aka the Valspar, folks. And let's get right into it because this is actually, after the players, you kind of have a little bit of letdown. You're like, oh, what's next? And this is not a tournament that really disappoints. I mean, this is a great track at Innisbrook, and they're playing the Copperhead course, which is a demanding golf course. Like
yeah, it's
this
pretty
is
tough.
a beast that these guys have to go out and play. And if the wind starts kicking up, are you kidding me? Like, we're going to see some low numbers if that wind stays up. I haven't looked at the weather report, but let's go over some of the odds here with Tommy Fleetwood at plus 1,100, Xander Schauffele plus 1,200, Sepp Straka plus 1,800. I can see that. Justin Thomas plus 2,000, Tom Kim, Sam Burns plus 2,200, Shane Lowry at plus 2,800, Michael Kim at plus 3,000, Adam Scott, Corey Connors plus 35,000, Keith Mitchell, Byung Hyung Un at plus 4,000, Thomas Dietrich, Will Zalatoris at plus 4,500, Steven Jägermeister at plus 5,000, Kurt Kitayama, Jacob Bridgman, Rasmus Højgaard at plus 5,500, and then we got Jordan Spieth, Joe Highsmith, and Harry Hall at plus 6,000.
Crazy seeing Jordan down there.
I know, isn't that wild? Oh, I was talking with somebody about this. They asked me the other day, actually on Saturday. They're like, you ever think Jordan Spieth is going to come back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys do, because I'm saying no.
No,
Because the reason why, his game was built around his confidence and his moxie. When he came out of college, won the John Deere by hitting that bunker shot, and just everything about him, there was moxie. He lost that at hole 12 at Augusta. And I don't know if that's something you ever get back.
I think it's easier to find that than actually finding a swing because he already has the bones of a swing. You know what I mean?
I don't love his swing though. You do?
But I don't. It's not up to me to love his swing. It's up to him. You know, he's got good bones of his swing, so he's maturing. I don't think it'll be as far away as you think. I think he'll have his time again. It won't be, record breaking, but he'll have his moments. You know what I mean?
Putts will go, like they get a little vibe going, and he'll come out victorious.
Get a couple more tournaments, maybe another major under his belt one day. He's also he's a very healthy guy, so he's gonna have longevity. And we've seen. I mean, Sergio won a major at what age? How long did it take him?
Oh gosh, what age was he?
He was pretty old.
Yeah. It took him a long time.
But yeah, Sergio had a really good career outside of that. But just making my point of there's longevity there. Let him find it. Let him mature a little bit. Let him get out of his head. I think
still got time.
Yeah, he's got time.
I love him. I'm a huge Jordan Spieth fan, so I'm with you. I would love to see it. I just don't know if he gets that back, but I would love to absolutely see Jordan Spieth back in the winner's circle. I would love to. I would actually love to see him change a couple things with his golf swing, but that's a different point. Just because it
Yeah.
leads to so much adventure throughout the golf course, and he's so great at recovery and everything. But you can't win nowadays. I feel like going up against how deep these fields are and win when you're constantly hitting out of the woods and creating these incredible shots.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All
I
right.
think you can. I think you can. I mean, you still got to hit the shots. Like, when you hit it in the shit and you hit it to 5 feet or make, 2 or 3 40-footers for birdie, which that's kind of, what you have to
Bubba
do.
Watson won the Masters from the shit.
I mean,
You know?
Yeah, he sure did. And
The
he took
guy
it away
that's-
from Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
I mean, guy
So-
hits it 340 right down the middle and you win the hole from the woods and you still won the hole, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it could happen.
All right, Coach Rusty, who we liking this week?
All right. So it depends on what you're trying to do, right? If I'm
We want a winner.
Win.
So we're looking for a winner. Ooh. Oh man.
It's tough.
Who's playing good Florida golf right now? It's all about who keeps it under the wind nicely. You got to play the wind nicely in Florida because it's gonna be breezy, especially down there. You're right by the coast, so man, Fleetwood's odds are ridiculous because I really like Fleetwood for this, and I think he's so due. He had a pretty good couple of weeks, but dude, I'm going. All right, you ready? Corey Connors,
Woo! Great iron player. Great iron player.
great iron player.
If he, and Innisbrook, shit, if you're hitting good irons, I feel like you got a shot. He's got to putt well, though.
You're gonna have a lot of longer irons in. It plays pretty long, so it's weird. It's near the coast, but there's a lot of undulation on that golf course. It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
And a lot of corn, like tight dog legs. It's a tough course. I think you're gonna have a lot of longer irons in. So yeah, you do have to putt well. A lot of undulation on the greens there as well. So I like that pick though. I'm gonna pick it. I like that guy.
Corey Connors.
I would put my money on Corey Connors at plus 3,500 because those are sweet odds. I like.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Botsy, what about you, buddy?
I'm gonna place
I'm
my
going
bet right
with
now.
Seth.
Sepp Straka.
I like Seth.
I saw him up there in that third best odds, and I'm I understand that. I know why they're saying it.
He's just solid as fuck, man. I feel like when the pendulum swings for him once a year or whatever, and like we talk about, he has that little part of the season where he gets super hot. He's about there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Lock that in for Botsy with Sepp Straka. I'm going to give a quick little shout out, which I didn't do earlier on Bud Colley. So a friend of the show, David Geese II, is the caddy for Bud Colley. They had a great week. We were texting throughout the weekend. I was like, come on, baby, let's fucking go. After that Saturday round, I was like, man, you could tell a little bit of nervousness going on over in their camp. But he played great,
Really
and
did.
it's great to see him playing well because that kid and he's not a kid anymore. I mean, he's a grown-ass man, but he's been through so many injuries. It's just awesome to see him playing so well, and I would love to pick him for this week, but I'm absolutely not going to do it. I'm actually going with the guy that you were talking about, Coach Rusty, in Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas is trending in the right direction, and I do feel that if he did not get off to such a terrible start at the Players on Thursday, that he would have had a much more even weekend versus he had to go balls to the wall on Friday and go absolutely berserk.
Final round, what did he shoot?
Final round, I don't know what he shot. I think he shot around even par.
Yeah, which is kind of what you kind of need to do final round, right? If granted you don't lose the tournament on Thursday and you tear it up on Friday like he did. So yeah,
JT,
I like
I had
it.
him last week too. So I'm like, I have learned from my mistakes in gambling on golf that when you see a player in form and you miss out on him on a tournament, don't give up on that player. Because they tend to win like the next week or the week after. So I'm sticking with my guy, Justin Thomas. And if it is windy too, like he's shown that he can play in the wind. So, and just such a great short game out of him. So Justin Thomas. So we've got Corey Connors by Coach Rusty. We've got Sepp Straka with Butsy, and we've got Justin Thomas with me with a little shout out to Bud Colley. So that would be sick to see Bud Colley play well again this week. I didn't even realize he was going to be in the field, but I mean, more power to him. That's pretty sick that Bud Colley is playing so well.
Yep.
Super sick. So fucking sick.
But you got any other topics for tonight?
Not really, man. I had like 5 bottles of water and 6 Diet Coke, so I apologize. I keep having to piss, but in terms of topics now, like 40 milligrams of Zen sitting here and just having a night, Yeah. What time is it? Yeah.
The boys getting after it.
And he's got the fucking Zen Colios over there. Very nice.
You know it.
Yeah.
Any
you playing
final
golf
comments,
this weekend,
Coach
Coach?
Rusty?
Are you playing any golf?
Well, my website is about to release for our newest drop and rebranding, and then I just moved this week, so been Happy Gilmore 2. We got to talk about that, but I might get out there. Happy Gilmore 2. Discuss. I hope it doesn't suck. I hope it doesn't suck.
I'm scared to watch it.
I know, man.
Because it could.
And there's so many golfers in
whole
it.
Thing.
Dude, the way they filmed it looked very low budge, so I'm a little nervous. But
I don't know if you've seen the first one. It's not exactly high budget. I mean, I don't know. Trying to capture that though, I don't know how they're gonna. We'll see.
It's so many years later though that I feel like it's got a chance. Because sequels never do as good as the original. However, it's been such a long stretch of time. When did Happy Gilmore come out?
I don't know. Sometimes they do, though.
Like Hot Tub Time Machine 2 was fucking sick.
And you wouldn't believe it. They fell right back through that hot tub.
Jurassic
96,
Park.
96 Happy Gilmore.
96.
That's fucking crazy.
And Shooter McGavin's still alive, which is wild with how much alcohol he drinks.
Yes, I've seen it in person. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Anyways, I really hope it doesn't suck. I personally wish they didn't bring like actual tour pros in. I was hoping for Paige Sporanic's in it. Oh god. I was hoping for more of like a Champions Tour vibe. That's what I wanted out of it. He's a major. Maybe he went through a rough stage, hasn't played in a while, but he wants to get back into competitive golf, and now he's out there playing against the old guys. And Shooter McGavin is like on top of the Champions Tour, and he has to go take him down one last final time. Like that's the storyline I really wanted, but.
That's romantic right there.
That would have been so good, but it doesn't look like they went that route. So I don't really know what the storyline's looking like, but we'll see.
I knew Trout was going to jump in on that. Happy calls out Bernard for anchoring. Great movie.
Is Mr. Larson in it? Did he die? The guy that got the nail in his head? Is he still around?
There's no way that guy's still around.
Can't be right. He's like 9'3".
Yeah. You're that big. You got a short lifespan.
Yeah.
It's strange. You'd think if you're huge, you should live forever.
I mean, does he hit the long ball still? Does Happy still hit it long?
I believe so.
Well, I guess in the trailer he says like everyone hits it long now.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
So, Scotty Scheffler's in it. JT's in there. I think it's like. It's now it goes into the realm of like it's a little less believable. Not saying the first movie was like just absolutely out of fiction, like it was very fictional,
I think
but
it was very realistic.
I thought that absolutely could happen.
The camera footage of Happy's ball making jet sounds flying over entire states on its way to the green.
My favorite part about Happy Gilmore 1 was like they would use the same cut of like the same hole,
That's
but
what
he would
I'm
be
saying.
like 4 holes later.
That's what I'm saying.
So good. So good.
So our research analyst just dropped it in here. Big dude died in 2014.
2014.
R.I.P. Mr. Larson. I wonder if they buried him with a nail in his head.
I wonder if they put the same nail in the coffin.
Ah,
That was,
yeah. And was Sandler there? Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I hope that they bring back the putting course. That was really cool. I wonder what his happy place is going to look like this time.
I hope he visits like Chubb's grave or something. Like pay homage to Chubb's.
Yeah.
And Grandma.
Yeah. The Gator.
The Gator. I hope that he made it into a head cover.
I wonder if Paige is what pops up in his happy place this time. Like, I wonder.
Don't know. That could be nice.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think he's still married to what's her name?
To the blonde that he met in the first one, right?
Yeah.
She's not in this though.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she
The
is.
original?
Yeah. She's been in a bunch of his Happy Madison films too,
Okay.
as of late. She was in like Hubie Halloween. She became his girlfriend in that one. I don't know if you ever watched that movie. Fucking fantastic.
What's
It's
it
like
called?
Hubie Halloween. It's my favorite Halloween movie of all time. It's Adam Sandler movie.
Okay.
So good. It's so good.
Might turn that on tonight.
He gave you have to watch it. He gives his grandma in the movie a shirt and it says boner donor and she just wears it around. It's so good. It's a great Halloween movie. But
Well, Ben Stiller's reprising his role, right? As the
In watch Hubie Halloween, Ben Stiller plays the same role he played in the original in Happy Gilmore. He's in Hubie Halloween as the same guy. It's actually kind of funny.
Question for you, not to hijack the happy feed here, but best Ben Stiller character, any movie, go. I know what mine is.
I'm going Dodgeball.
It's very similar to that, but I'm going to go with...
I'm going heavyweights.
I'll be heavyweights. That's what I was going to say. Uncle Tony.
Fuck yeah.
Skinny Tony.
He was scary. He scared the shit out of me when I was little. Freaked me out, dude. And I also like him in Anchorman at the very small part that he has. He's the Latin news guy when they all come to the Rumble.
Is Rob Schneider in this?
I don't know. Ooh, I wonder if his caddy, the guy from Grandma's Boy.
That's John. What the fuck? What the hell's his name?
We're going to be talking about this every week until July 25th, which apparently is the release date for this.
So, Maddie, what we were talking about doing the other night is we should maybe do a pod around it, something like that. But we go
over
to
in
simulator
Korea,
or whatever, and throw it on. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do like a watch party live.
I like that.
Play
I like
some
that a lot.
sim golf, qualify for the TGL.
Yeah, really get that going. Now, Coach, have you seen this? This is where this is our final kind of ad read for the evening before we hop off here. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it if that's okay with everybody.
deveruxgolf.com을 방문해봐. 그래서 deveruxgolf.com을 꼭 확인해봐. 할인 코드로 풀훅 골프 20을 사용하면 deveruxgolf.com에서 전체 주문에 대해 20%라는 큰 할인을 받을 수 있어. 꼭 확인해봐.
매티, 잠깐만. 이건 사막 골프 브랜드야. 저건 확실히 바닷가재가 아니야. 그냥
사막가재.
아마 그래.
그럴 수 있겠네요.
사막 바닷가재 같은 거네. 정말로.
아, 정말. 지금 쇼에 많은 청중이 함께하고 있어요. 우리는
Is that fucking Sunny?
Yeah.
I forgot that we're big on we got released in Korea.
So,
Coach
threw it out
doesn't
there
know
today.
about this.
We got it.
Play it again.
Hold on. Yeah, one more.
One more
Play it
time. One
again.
more time for all the people. Here we go. One more time.
So good.
deveruxgolf.com을 방문해봐. 그래서 deveruxgolf.com을 꼭 확인해봐. 할인 코드로 풀훅 골프 20을 사용하면 deveruxgolf.com에서 전체 주문에 대해 20%라는 큰 할인을 받을 수 있어. 꼭 확인해봐.
매티, 잠깐만. 이건 사막 골프 브랜드야. 저건 확실히 바닷가재가 아니야. 그냥
사막가재.
아마 그래.
그럴 수 있겠네요.
사막 바닷가재 같은 거네. 정말로.
아 정말 지금 쇼에 많은 청중이 함께하고 있어요. 우리는
They said diabetic golf. Like when it first starts, it sounds like diabetic golf. So good.
Oh God.
Too much.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Good stuff.
it's
Really
yeah, yeah.
I'm buying
Tamagotchi.
whatever you boys are selling. Let me tell you.
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi. Oh God, that's
good.
man, that's
good.
my favorite thing. And yeah, so we're gonna go over to Korea probably sometime soon
Oh,
and record an episode since we speak it fluently now.
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
so good. Yeah. Great.
Every time Butsy comes on, which by the way, they replicated our voices in Korean. So like they used AI to take our actual voices. And I'm just like, when I heard it for the first time, I go, Butsy, you gotta listen to yourself. This is absolutely incredible.
That's fantastic.
So
I'm glad I
yeah,
get to see it
I'm
both.
still waiting to hear from Siwoo Kim or Sung Jae just to see like if they
The
like the
accuracy.
show, but
Yeah.
provide some feedback.
That'd be great.
Very good.
But folks, go to deverogolf.com. DEVEREUX golf.com. Utilize the promo code PullHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order at devero.com or deverogolf.com. Now, next week, we also have a very special guest coming on as well. Batsy and I know him well as Mike Lenny or Fairway Jesus. So
Oh, yeah.
he runs the skins games out here in Arizona.
Chester
And
Copper Pot.
That's gonna be a fun episode, going from homeless to running two of the biggest games in Arizona. So looking forward to that. But we do want to say thank you to our special guest, Coach Rusty, tonight. You were awesome,
sir.
man. Love the opinions you brought to the table too. Like you did not shy away at all. I mean, we absolutely loved it, and that's what we love on this show.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I appreciate you having me. It's a great show. It's a great setup you guys got here. Gotta say, top. I think I don't want to say top 3. I think it was my top #1 experience on a podcast thus far. I've done quite a few of them. This was a good one.
Damn.
Well put together. Great conversation. You got 2 amazing hosts here, and I will be sure to tune in to all the ones in the future.
Tamagotchi.
Awesome, Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
See you,
Please,
everybody.
please give me a clip of myself in
Oh,
Korea.
we have to.